All right, welcome back. The Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja on Sunday nullified the election of Governor Caleb Mutfwang of Plateau State. The appellate court, in a unanimous decision, held that Mutfwang was not validly nominated and sponsored by the People's Democratic Party to participate in the gubernatorial contest that held on March 18, 2023. Consequently, the appellate court panel, led by Justice Elfreda Williams, ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to withdraw the certificate of return that it was earlier issued to Mutfwang of the PDP as winner of the governorship poll. And now joining us to have this discussion, we have Honorable Wumana Bako, Assistant Secretary, APC Plateau State. You're welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Nigeria.
All right. I know that people have been asking, is the APC surprised seeing that from the outcome of what happened? Is it that APC is actually truly surprised, or this is something that you were all waiting for or anticipating to happen?
Well, we are not surprised because it has happened before in 2022. In 2022, October precisely, the PDP won an election in a by-election in Plateau State, and the election was quashed by the Court of Appeal, by the Tribunal and Court of Appeal, on the ground of the non-existence of PDP on the Plateau. So we are not surprised. It is something that we know a day will come like this. We know that there were many irregularities in the election that if we had to challenge, we knew that justice will prevail. And of course, justice has prevailed, and we're not surprised. We saw it coming.
All right. What is confusing to me right now is knowing the fact that, the appellate court says that Mutfwang is not qualified based on the fact that PDP has no solid structure in Plateau State. Maybe you should expand a little bit on that.
Okay, you see, from the point of law, there are a series of court judgments that emanated right from 2021. And those judgments are still alive. There were court orders ordering PDP to, in line with their constitution, the Constitution of the Federal Republic, and the Electoral Act and their guidelines, to conduct their congresses that will give them the foundation upon which they will now nominate their candidate. But the foundation was faulty. They ignored that order completely and then went into the election. And today, the court is saying, having not complied with those orders, you don't have the local standing to come to a court that has asked you to go and do what is right, to say you want justice. What justice again are you looking for? So what I want to say here is the PDP has been living in self-denial. The PDP in Plateau State have been living in self-denial. They refused to follow the advice. Let me even say, the judge was so magnanimous enough to advise the PDP to go back and correct the abnormalities existing in their party. Having refused to do that today, the court is saying, for disrespecting this court order, for not doing what is right, for not following the laws of the land, you do not stand the moral right to hold the offices that you supposedly have won. And that is the position of the law. That's the position of the Constitution of PDP herself.
Okay, and now, there has been speculations around talking about how APC in general, not just in Plateau State, how APC in general has, set up a committee in the judicial system to favor them against the PDP, and that has been on social media and everywhere else. So I would like you to talk about, some of these things that people have been saying, and also I think there's the representative, that's Gagdi from Plateau State talked about how they are going to meet in court, and they will see from the appeal court, or from the Supreme Court to the appeal court, and now when they get to the Supreme Court, they will see who is who, and they will also show who knows who there. And people have been saying that is to confirm that APC has set up some people or some persons in the judicial system to favor them. So what do you have to say about that?
Well, first, before I will talk about what Honorable Galdi said, let me correct an impression. You see, this judgment does not only favor the APC. There are other political parties that have benefited from this judgment. The PRP in 2022 have benefited from this judgment, and they are still in court. The court have passed judgment to the effect that the candidate of PRP and that of Labour Party, they should go for a rerun in Jos North Basa. And the same happened in the northern, in Plateau North Senatorial District. Labour Party had won, I think, two National Assembly, positions. The one in Jos East, Jos South, and the one in particularly Riom Federal Constituency. So for anybody to feel or to have this impression that it's APC versus PDP, it is not correct. There are other political parties that have also benefited from this. And let me say, Honorable Gandhi, yes, is right. He is talking about the position of the law. The law will not change. That's what Gandhi is trying to say. Gandhi is not trying to say he's going to influence the judges. No. The judges are going to speak truth to what the law is saying. Of course, there are a series of judgments. And what the judiciary make use of are evidence. They don't work with emotions. They don't work with sentiments. Those things don't work again. You don't go on the street and think when you threaten judges, they will just give you, what you ask for. No. What is the law saying? So what Honorable Gandhi is trying to say is, we will now see who that is the law. He is a lawmaker. He participated in making those laws. And what he's saying is he knows what is contained there in the law. So people should not misquote or misconcept Honorable Gandhi. Honorable Gandhi is not bragging of anything. He's only bragging of the provision of the law of Federal Republic of Nigeria. That is it.
All right. And now in recent developments, we saw that the Speaker of the Plateau State House of Assembly, Honorable Moses Thomas Sule, and the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Gotuan Fom, have resigned from their positions. And this development is coming days after the appeal court sacked the state governor, Caleb Mutfwang, and some People's Democratic Party lawmakers in the state. What would you have to say about this resignation? What really prompted this resignation at this very time? I know you are of APC, but coming from Jos and the political space in Jos, I know you can have one or two things to talk about that.
Well, we woke up yesterday and we were surprised. We didn't see this copy that the Right Honorable Speaker will resign his position. Well, up till now, we've not heard the reasons behind his resignation. He has not come out to say this is why I resign, at least for the public knowledge. We are not aware, but we are also aware that a new speaker has emerged. We are in court. Our members, I think 3 of our candidates have won their cases at the Court of Appeal. And we hope that they will soon be, inaugurated. But then, I must say again, on the issue of the House of Assembly, for now, there's no any official statement from the Office of the Former Speaker or himself, or even PDP, why this action came up. But as APC, we know and we suspect, because we are all politicians, we suspect that it is abnormal. It is abnormal. And our party have already issued a press release to this effect. We are suspecting a foul play. Somebody is trying to play on the good citizen of Plateau State, and it is not healthy. It is not healthy. The state belongs to all of us. This is not time that Plateau should be in the news for a bad reason. This is time for us to work together. And if the state will be plugged into crisis, it's not a good thing for us. At the House of Assembly is an institution, an independent institution, and nobody, not the executive, should interfere in the affairs of the State Assembly. That would be unacceptable and shouldn't allow to stand.
So does this mean does this mean that it is out of the fact that, probably they were thinking that since APC is on seat and they are from PDP, they are going to be dissolved or maybe sacked, and that is why they, ordinarily just told themselves to resign? Because some people were, speculating that it is possible that if they had stayed, APC is going to rubbish them, and that was the word. So I would like to know, talking about, you mentioned how, it is, Plateau is for everyone, and this is the time for you to work together. So talking about working together, were you thinking, or were you actually seeing it that these people who are from APC, from PDP, were actually going to continue in the House of Assembly under the leadership of APC?
Well, let me say this. There are already judgments to the effect that PDP is non-existent. So I think they already know their fate. They already know their fate. That is my thinking. They already know their fate. They already know that justice will cut up with them. So the best thing to do is to start resigning. If I were them, I wouldn't even wait for the time to come. I would simply resign from the house and go, because eventually the court is going to sack you. Because you are non-existent as far as the law is concerned. You understand? But what I am saying is, it is not the making of APC. APC is not the one chasing PDP away. No, it is the law. The law is cutting up with them. And the beneficiary now is the APC. We in the APC are law-abiding, and we are very sensitive to the plight of people of Plateau State. We will not want anything to affect the peaceful coexistence of Plateau State. What we are trying to do is to ensure that there is sanity, and then everybody goes about its normal duty. We don't want the state to be plugged into unnecessary heat. That is what the PDP is trying to do. That's what we suspect the PDP is trying to do. Because from all the activities over the past week, you will bear witness that they are hitting some certain unnecessary, pressure on the state, and it's uncalled for. When the judgment went against us at the tribunal, you didn't hear us protest. We accepted that verdict and went to the higher court. There was nowhere we issued any threatening release. There was nowhere we went on air to start accusing judges of monetary inducement of party, what have you. But they have done that repeatedly. Repeatedly, they've done that. They have called judiciary with all sorts of names. We in the APC understand the tenets of democracy, and we have been living so seriously in defending that democracy. So we will be the last. We will be the last to mount pressure on the survival of democracy in Nigeria. We will be the last as the APC.
Okay, so what would you now say about the situation where people are saying that the court is against the people's vote, because they are saying that Obasanjo, of course, on the newspaper is talking about how the court is not fair to people's votes, that people voted PDP in some of the states, and then the court is now coming to say that APC is taking over from PDP, who were actually being voted for. So what would you have to say about that?
Well, the judiciary is still part of our electioneering process. You understand? The judiciary is still part of the election process. You start from the congresses of the political party to produce leadership of the political parties. From there, you went into, primaries, conduct of primaries, and then the general election. And then after general election, people who are not satisfied with the conduct go to court to seek redress. So the court is still part of it. And for anybody to say that those who went to court are undemocratic, the person is not fair to them either. They refused to take arms, but went to court. These are civil people. We are civil. We went to court to seek redress. Now, the Court of Appeal has heard our cries, and then the PDP today now are the ones saying they are going to the Supreme Court. Are they wrong now? We went to court. We seek redress in the court. They are now going to court to also seek redress. So it is for any civilized political party, for any political party that believes in the rule of law, the best place to seek redress is the court. So for anybody to think that the people's mandate is being truncated, it's not being fair. It's not being fair because I will guarantee you that PDP also took APC to court across the federation. So why is PDP always feeling that when things go against them, it is anti-democracy, but when it goes for them, the judiciary is the last hope of the common man? I don't seem to understand that. We must respect our judiciary because it is the only, I think the judiciary should be appreciated. they should be appreciated because they are doing a very, very good job. If the judicial system does not exist, I wonder where our democracy will have been today. So for anybody to say that the judiciary is truncating on our democracy, it is not fair, it is not correct, it is not true, and can never be true.
All right, Honorable Mana, APC has ruled Plateau State for the past 8 years before now. So what would you say, or what would APC do differently? Because I know that there are some challenges the APC faced, or let me say even the people of Plateau State faced during the APC regime. What would APC do differently now if after everything and then Yewada actually succeed to be on the throne or on the seat of the governor of Plateau State? What would APC do differently aside what they have been doing before?
Well, one thing that you can't take away from the government of the former governor Simon Bakolalon is the first fact that there was relative peace on the plateau, unlike in the past. And I guarantee you, one of the principal and cardinal responsibility of any serious government is the protection of lives and properties of citizens. And I think we will continue to uphold that. Any other development without the protection of lives and property, will amount to nothing. So first thing first, we will ensure that peace return permanently to Plateau State. We will ensure that people go about their normal, activities. And I bet you, this is one of the very reason why Dr. Nentawe Yoda came into politics. He is an academician, doing very well in his field, but he felt that there is something that needs to be done. He wants to add value to governance. And I think you want to continue from where Right Honorable Simon Bakolalon stopped. Go to Plateau and ask. You know Plateau very well. Lalong has continuously maintained that we must live with each other in peace. Once you're in Plateau, once you've shown that you want to stay in Plateau, you should be allowed. But today, the issue of who is from Plateau, you are not Plateau, you only came to stay, is one of the reasons why we are having all of this. So, Plateau is for all of us to guide. Plateau is for all of us to ensure development comes. So I think the APC is ready, fully ready. Fully ready. Plateau will experience the true dividends of democracy under Nentawe Goshowe Yilwada. That one will be guaranteed.
Well, I wish APC, I wish PDP in Plateau State and other parties too, success in whatever they are doing. And I hope, I pray that at the end, the winner gets to do what is expected of him. So what do you have to say to people of Plateau State? Because I can remember I heard about, I think from a post from the DG ICT talking about, some people protesting because I think there was a rumor talking about how Plateau people want to protest against the outcome of the judgment. And then, of course, and he was talking about how, who are those people coming out to dance now that they have heard this judgment, and people are still talking about people coming out to protest. So I think you should just say a little about the protest, or not, if the protest is not going to happen, and why, the discussion of protest in this matter.
Honestly, let me tell you something. If you look at the figures scored by these two political parties, the difference is about 43,000 or so. And if you have to go by the statistics, Dr. Nentawe won election in the southern part of the state, won election in the central part of the state. You understand? And I wonder why people could say that, no, we won the majority, we did no. You see, in Plateau State, we are one. Those that are protesting today are no longer protesting. People are jubilating. You can see the resounding jubilation in town. Because people now understand that, we politicians sometimes have a way of, giving coloration to our stories that will suit us. But the truth will always manifest at the end of the day. And I think the truth has manifested itself. And today, Plateau people are happy. Nobody is protesting again. Go to Jos and see people are doing their normal activities. We are back to our normal life. Anybody telling you there are protests going in Jos, I don't know of any protests going on in Jos. Because our families are just, everything is moving on very well. So all these protests will not help the state. We should come together. That is the message. Let's pull together and work for the good of our state. The state is bigger than any individual.
All right. Thank you very much, Honorable Mana, for your time on the program. And I hope that the people of Plateau State will hear and, give the full support that the APC regime or whoever, comes on seat, that the people of Plateau State will give them the full, the full cooperation. Of course, you are APC, so you will pray for that. And of course, since we are journalists and reporters, we pray that whoever emerge winner, contributes positively to the growth of the society. Thank you very much for your time.
And I say amen to your prayer. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
So, Tante, let's bring it to our in-studio
All right.
guests. I would love for Surveyor Ago to share his opinion on, the recent trend of the appeal court sacking incumbent governors and talking about reinstatements, declaration after, after INEC might have declared. They started the regime already, and then we see a story coming up that the appeal court has just sacked a sitting governor. What's your opinion on that?
Okay, it's quite funny, At least I've spent a few years being a Nigerian, and then I've witnessed successive governments coming. But I would say in the past few regimes, it's just been very funny. Starting from the uneven election cycles we have all over the country. Before now, we know once it's 4 years or once it's 3 years, a particular government leaves and it's a wholesome, exit from power, and then elections come in, and then we have new sets of people governing. But we're even beginning to lose count. You just wake up one day and you hear, oh, this state is preparing for elections, and then you're wondering, when was their own election? And it's funny that we have finally moved away from the norm, which is the citizens voting in who they want to lead them, to a system where the courts now decide who should lead the people. And I think it's not good for our democracy. Yes, those who it favors will say the judiciary is the last hope of the common man, like Honorable rightly said. And then those who are on the other side will say, no, the judiciary is biased and all that. But I think INEC needs to live up to its responsibilities. And that is ensuring that everything that is needed to organize a credible election should be done, so that we move away from this trend of INEC conducts an election, somebody goes to court, and then during the electioneering process, it's glaring that there's so much abnormalities. INEC goes ahead to conduct an election, declares somebody a winner, and then the court says otherwise.
So do you not think that it's about taking back the mandate, or the APC and the PDP wants the people to know that we are the reigning party in Nigeria, or do you feel that the judiciary system has been compromised?
Well, I think the judiciary needs to be truly independent. Yes, we all know that whoever pays the piper dictates the tune, and then without trying to be on one side or trying to indict the judiciary, but I think somehow the judiciary still leans towards the side of the executive, because you still need to somehow be loyal to who funds you. So if the judiciary is truly independent, and then we have, for instance, in some climes we have the police and then some of the law enforcement agents under the judiciary. So if we have that same system in Nigeria, where the judiciary is truly independent, the legislature truly independent, and then we have some states, some government agencies falling under the judiciary, then we can be sure that we'll begin to get things right.
Thank you very much, Ante.
All right, and this segment is over. We will be going on a short break, and when we come back, we will be having another guest where we'll be talking about the climate change in Nigeria. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome to Live News. The immediate past Minister of Youth and Sports Development Chief Sunday Dare, the federal government of Nigeria has taken punitive action against the secretariat. Nigerians have expressed fear over the possible shutdown of businesses and job losses.
See, things are just going higher every day.
For a fact that going from here to Umbalin day before was at 300, but now is at the high side of 700, 800.
The subsidy costs us trillions of naira yearly. Such as a vast sum of money will have been better spent on public transportation, health care, school, housing, and even national security.